Now, on one hand, you have the Bakhmut conundrum, and on the other, Russia continues to pound Ukrainian cities, including the capital of Kyiv. Ukraine said its forces downed at least 35 Iranian-made drones that were fired from the Russian side or to aid Russia. At least 5 people were wounded in Russian strikes on Kyiv, is what was being reported. The counter-offensive is just around the corner, as was promised by the president of Ukraine. But when is that exactly going to happen? It will pave the way for peace talks, is also the confirmation that has come to the fore from multiple political observers as well. But amid that countdown for that counter-assault, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked various nations around the world that have pledged extra support for the country in this last 1 year.
This week, our various partners distinguished themselves in helping Ukraine, helping Ukrainians. From the United States to New Zealand, from the Netherlands and Belgium to Croatia, Northern European countries, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland. I thank you for every decision of the partners in the support of Ukraine. We are also working out in great detail with our other partners new steps in helping Ukraine. We expect them in the near future exactly what is needed for our strength on the front lines, for the protection of our sky, for justice against terrorists, and for the faster restoration of peace for the entire Ukrainian land. I will definitely inform you about those decisions that can be discussed publicly. It is very important that the world knows about every fact of Russian terror against our people, for the world to talk about what a terrorist state is doing and how we protect life. I am grateful to everyone who helps us by spreading the truth about Russian strikes and shelling, about the brutality of the occupiers, which does not stop even for a day.
Російські удари та обстріли, про жорстокість окупантів, що не зупиняються ані на день.
What next as far as the Russia-Ukraine war is concerned? To decode that, joining me is Director of Ukrainian Institute of Politics, Ruslan Bortnik. Thank you so much for speaking with us here on News 18. I want to ask you, especially as far as Bakhmut is concerned, now from wanting to withdraw out of the area to backtracking and wanting to stay put there all in a span of 48 hours or so, how do you read this flip-flop that we've seen by the mercenary group in Bakhmut?
Hello, colleagues. I think it's a part of game for Ukraine and internal game in Russia, because the group, Wagner Group, is competing with the Ministry of Defense, with the Federal Security Service of Russia for the huge war budget of Russia. The Ministry of Defense has the budget for this year near $80 billion, and Wagner groups and their supporters, like and another towers of Kremlin, wants to obtain more, bigger part of this budget. So this is the reason why they are so criticizing the Ministry of Defense all the time, making very strong statements on this topic. Also, it should be a reason of advertisement of Wagner Group. Like we are going forward, we are ready to go forward, but only the state, only the Ministry of Defense employee are not let us go, let us go in. Also, it's a part of political positioning inside of Russia. But there is one more reason, maybe it's a trap, maybe it's a trap for Ukrainian forces. Russia shows this some kind of weakness, like inviting Ukrainian forces to go to counteroffensive operation on Bakhmut side also. And it may be also a trap, and we should be very careful in this situation.
Yes, it could be a trap, like you're saying, and this could just be optics as far as the Russian side is concerned. It also comes at a time when Russia is going to be marking the Victory Day tomorrow. So what do you think is going to be the Russian strategy? Are we expecting to see, or is Ukraine expecting to see an escalation in the next 24 to 48 hours, perhaps?
Yes, this escalation already started. We saw the drone strike on Kremlin, and we saw the last night in Ukraine. A lot of drones were flight in the capital of Ukraine, and heavy clashes is going on. It looks like Russia is waiting for Ukrainian counteroffensive operation, and after Ukrainian counteroffensive operation, Russia will try to make new offensive operation from their side. In Ukraine, from our side, the Ukrainian side, we have only one strike because we have no enough resources for nowadays to many strikes, and so we are preparing very well for this counteroffensive operation. I think war will go on till the middle of summer, maybe till the beginning of the autumn, and then maybe the peaceful negotiation in the autumn this year will start.
Mr. Botnik, you speak of the counter-offensive from the Ukrainian side, and that's something that Volodymyr Zelensky, the president, has also spoken of. But many believe that this also is nothing but optics, because there is no specific timeline that Ukraine has spoken of. The only confirmation that has come to the fore is that it's in the offing and that it could happen anytime soon.
Yes, you're right, but we have a very high estimation and for this offensive operation inside of Ukraine and abroad. So we don't have so much time to make this counteroffensive operation, because in a few months, if there will not be any counteroffensive operation, this overestimation of waiting of this counteroffensive operation will make a bad influence for public support in Ukraine.